Uh, my name is Hafiz, and I'm into identity and access management vertical or security industry. I carry over a decade of years of experience in IT industry for this particular domain, and I've been giving few training batches as well, especially on this platform called Okta from past few years. And so this is going to be a brief demo session. I'm not sure what you guys are into as in background, if you guys are from education background or from current what do you call current working professionals. Either ways, I'll just keep it very brief and very high view so that we don't have to you know get very what do you call we'll just give a high view of what exactly I'm talking about into. Okay, identity and access management, uh, as the word itself, this talks about two different aspects of uh, security and administration. Okay, now first we'll go for the word administration. Now, when we say administration, we have from right from the beginning, before the advent of cloud, we have this system administrators or system engineers who are responsible for maintaining our systems, right? So when this cloud advent happened, that would be somewhere around late 90s or early 2000s. So with the advent of cloud, what happened was the infrastructure got a breakdown. So here what I'm talking about is earlier, before the advent of cloud or the cloud initiatives in the IT industry, our IT infrastructure or the business of IT infrastructure was all dependent on entire system, meaning that we in the IT infrastructure we used to have a set of servers, and those servers either they are clubbed together as a cluster or they have been given in on premises. They would be serving different clients, right? And they would exchange that data through different medias. And to maintain those infrastructures and those servers, we used to have server administrators or system administrators. Now, with the advent of cloud, uh, well, we got the big breakdown on the infrastructure, meaning that we do not have a single entity or a single infrastructure wherein we have a client server model. Rather, we have something uh, called cloud, wherein you can just sign up, increase your memory and storage space, etc. We still have cloud admins for that. But with that, we also got few more things into place, and these are called as applications or SaaS applications. So SaaS applications, earlier when we used to have the entire system, these applications would have been supported in that kind of infrastructure or model. Now with cloud came into market or came into the IT infra space, we got applications which are cloud, which are in compliance with the cloud or the cloud infrastructure, right? So we have many people who are building up their own startup companies, and they started giving services of their different applications. We have applications from HR, we have applications from for location based services, we have applications which are unique with their business models, etc. And now these applications or these services have been boomed into the market only because there was no headache of maintaining the infrastructure, all because they knew that the infrastructure part is been taken care by the cloud companies. They don't have to bang their head about how they are going to maintain those infrastructure. Well, because they don't have to have higher system administrators for that, nor they don't want to maintain those costly devices or infrastructure. All they have to worry about how they're going to make their applications, and these applications has to be very what do you call easy with their access, easy with their UI and all those friendly content. And these applications should also be accessible anywhere, irrespective of the device. It can be on a mobile phone, it can be on an iPad or desktop or a high-end server, etc. Any of these devices, the application should be accessible, right? So all that could have achieved only because they have a backup on cloud. And when I say backup, it's not just the backup. I mean, their entire infrastructure is based on cloud, right? So those SaaS applications. Now, usually what happens when we have different applications integrated in a system, in an infrastructure, ultimately each application would want to have a separate administrator, correct? When I say that, let's say in an infrastructure, we are, or in an IT company, we are using an HR application for um, capturing your time, right? Your salaries and how many days you have worked, how many days you have took leave. So there is an application for that. So I'm just giving a rough example. And then we have again an application that specifically is for your business or for your client, right? And then we have an application that securely captures you to log it into the system, like a VPN or a Citrix. Then we have an application that will uh, track all the bugs. Then we have so on and so forth. We have like 10 to 15 applications in one particular client zone or one particular IT infrastructure. Now, for those 10 to 15 applications, ideally what should have happened that, let's say, if each application is maintained by that particular IT service company or IT firm, they might used to have earlier each app, for each application, a specific app team or app administrator. So we would end up having 15 teams just to maintain those 15 applications. Now, what the role of these application teams are, to make sure that the applications is up and running, they are available all the time, and also more importantly, make sure who is accessing the application and who should be given the right governance and accessibility, right? What's the one of the major role of an administrator is user management. Who is using the applications? What is the level of security or level of access that application user should be given, etc. All those guidelines, right? User management related. So now if we move from something like an on-prem in to cloud, what we saw that this shift over had this explode of applications, and these applications could be from different companies. Just giving an example over here that they are from Siebel, MuleSoft, SAP, Microsoft, Oracle, whatnot. So all these applications, they are giving their own services to that particular IT firm or IT company. Now, to maintain that, these applications are using different user set to give the right permission to right user. That's more important because they don't want to lose the data and don't want to what do you call, curb on security aspect. So, but again, the whole idea of having a cloud service was not to increase the monetary budget on the IT company. The whole idea for cloud was to have a plug and play system wherein you just plug it, you have all the applications or required services, and you go about working with them, right? But if we again have all these kind of applications, we have Slack, Salesforce, for project management, for marketing, etc. We have like tons of applications in one particular industry or one particular client area. Ultimately, we cannot end up using or having 10 to 15 different teams maintaining those applications, or at least for the identity management. Now, what comes with that is the first problem is the decentralized administration. We cannot have 15 different teams working as administrators for 15 different applications. We cannot, or we also see that there has been an explosive growth, as it says, in terms of applications. Many people are coming up with their own business ideas. They create an application and that application, if it's so popular and so worthful, then they get integrated into the IT infra, right? Now, the second problem with so many applications coming into the IT industry or IT infrastructure, I would say, the another problem that we have or we would face is how we are going to deliver a security quotient related to it, and how it should be made convenient for the end users to access. Then the end users cannot just be the users; it can be also IT professionals like you and me working. Now, here's one of the data that has been taken up from Mandian. It's one of the what do you call reports or news article that talks about cyber threats and cyber what do you call cyber world related issues. Now it says some year back, 2019 or 20, I'm not sure of, but this that there has been breach for stolen credentials. And I think it has been reported by LinkedIn as well, uh, back in 2019 or 20, which has been reported by Mediant. So it says that 100% of the breaches which were involved. Now, when I say breach, I mean security breach. It's the password being revealed, or some hacker has been intruded and got the credentials. It could be from either very high tech and using tools like Kali Linux or whatnot, or it could be with simple social engineering hacks, right? That we guys see a lot of these days over the phone. So a main concern is make sure that these applications who have been given the access to within the company or outside also of the company, it could be someone who has an investor who wants to know how my investment is going on with that particular application or that particular business, or who he might be a stakeholder who wants to just access the financial reports or see the audit, what's going on, or it could be someone who is internally accessing that application. Now, we just want to make sure that the application, whoever is going to access, is the genuine person, right? Now, with these key points in mind, uh, I think somewhere around in late 2000s, there has been a concept, not a concept, they have been already there. It's just that they have evolved it within that system, that there should be a separation between the entire infrastructure administration and administration just related to identity, right? Because what we saw is most of the breaches or most of the theft, most of the what do you call attacks is uh, have always been happened on identity part, on passwords of individuals, and those individuals could be anyone. It could be someone from the IT companies, it could be an end user, it could be a business user, it could be anyone who is using that app, right? So we just want to make sure that that breach is not happening, right? So we see in our day-to-day life and activities that we see that, let's say if you're doing a business, what do you call bank transaction, we come across this kind of messages that you see an OTP coming onto your phone saying that, hey, you want to complete this particular transaction, make sure that you have an OTP that has been sent to your phone, registered phone. Once you confirm that, only it will let you complete the transaction. Otherwise, it's a no-no. So that's kind of an authentication that this person who is accessing the phone is the authorized person to use, right? And more so, we have this concept of work anywhere. People are working from home. This during the pandemic and post-pandemic as well, or even earlier to pandemic, people have been there have been companies who want to employ their workforce from anywhere part of the world, right? Now, we just want to make sure that whatever the content is delivered is secure and safe. Now, what is the identity access management part that we're going to discuss, or that we are going to have, is The entire system administration has been divided into two parts heavily. The one is specific to the system, maintaining the health of the system. Let's say if it's a Windows server, you're maintaining the health of the Windows server, make sure that there's enough space for the applications to run. The servers, what do you call, server is patched every day or weekly or whatever the patching cycle is, and it is all those patches are security updates are all installed, etc. Making sure that system is healthy, up and running all the time. And the second part is whom should be given access to the server, right? Or to the applications which are hosted in that server, right? So that part has been separated from system administration part. Now this identity and access part wholly solely talks about people and applications, and to whom we should be given, at what level, till what level we should be given the access, etc. So a small diagram or explanation that identity part and access management part, they are two different entities of the same genre or the same security aspect, wherein identity in the left side of the honeybee talks about the entire thing that is related to users, how we can enforce policies based on the users, how we can group them in different roles and role based access, etc. How we can segregate the difference of duties. There can be a person who is a level one. There is a person who is an HR. There is a person who is HR manager. There is a person who is a finance controller. Right? There are different roles. There are different segregations of different people in an organization. So we want to make that segregation happen. And on the right side of it, we have applications management. Now these applications, there are different security protocols that are listed over here. We can discuss that in detail, but in a very nutshell, we can say that it talks about how we are giving this application access to these people who are on the left, right? Okay, so I'll take another 3-4 minutes just to explain this architecture. It's one of the generic architecture that you guys can find out on internet. So Okta over here is a cloud-based identity access management. When I say cloud-based, I mean to say that it does not require a separate server wherein we have to install this Okta software, right? It's a cloud-based, meaning I just have to sign up with a genuine license that yes, I want to use Okta as your security module, and it will let you in. Okay, I'm in. Now, what should I do? Now, let's say I have a network. Let's say this is a hotel, right? When on the right side of it, it says your network, right? So let's assume that this is a hotel infrastructure wherein I have local people who are working within my hotel, wherein they are IT people, or they could be receptionist, finance control, security guard, etc. All these people's information are locally stored in the Active Directory. Now, there are people who are remotely accessing my hotel infrastructure. They could be some what you call agents, travel agents, right? Who just want to make sure that I have enough suite available or hotel rooms available so that they can book their customers. Okay. Now, there are people who are coming from the internet who want to book my hotel room. Now, if you see, they are all users, internal users, external users, and external users as well, who wants to book from internet or Twitter or from Facebook, etc. Now, my job as an identity and access management is to make sure that I am handling identities who are coming from the internet, which is the prone zone area for all the internet attacks or viral attacks, or what you call uh, all those security threats. Then I have also people who are remotely working. They are also exposed to a lot of security issues, since they could be accessing my network from their mobile phone or from their from coffee shop, etc. So even they are a perpetual threat, and they are local people who are within the system, but I'm not sure of their behavior. So I have to track people who are coming from all different environments. They are locally located, they are remotely connected, or they are some strangers who are coming online, just seeing my online advertisement or campaigns, right? So my part is to make sure